I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for rocking with your boy. If you haven't subscribed to this feed, please go ahead and subscribe to unforgettable TV. Support your boy. I know you're gonna love the stuff that we got coming, because just like this is something that nobody's ever really showed you how to do, I have other things in the pipe that's gonna be just as impressive. The more cars that we have out and about that look good, especially the theme cars, dude, it's a plus. It benefits everybody, and that's just the way I'm looking at it. If you haven't followed CarMicon on Instagram, that's CarMic.con. Go ahead and do that right.
Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up. Look, straight from the mud like Ruby. Straight to the stage, they love me. I understand they hungry, but please don't hate, that's ugly. I've been sliding, shaking, moving, I've been popping in my city. Shawty say she love the way we do it with me. I be too turned up to ever give a I ain't come to argue, let a They been talking pennies, I need bigger bucks. About to catch a flight, I need to switch it up. Got that black boy joy, might do my dance on him.
What's up, team? Welcome to the feed. This is Worry Uzumaki, and I am so pleased that you're with me today. In this video, we are going to be setting up a projector to project onto this passenger side window. If you guys have seen any of the videos that I previously posted, you know that during my show days, and when I say show days, I mean like large events like the Dub Car Show or any of the comic conventions or anime conventions that I go to, when I set the car up on the floor in a controlled environment, I will set it up so that I have a projector projecting on one of my window surfaces. Now, the back window in the Charger and the Challenger might be easy to get to and do. Well, in the Charger, definitely it's a lot easier to get to, but in the Challenger, it's a little bit more difficult to get to, but you've seen me actually broadcast on my back window. Also, I've been able to broadcast on my two side windows, and this is what I prefer to do at shows because people don't tend to lean on your car and watch the video. They stand back and watch the video. If you put it on your back window, what will happen is people will lean on the back of your car, and you're not gonna be there all the time to watch them, to stop them from doing that. Even if you put signs up that say don't do it, little bitty kids will do it. They will drool. They have just been eating. Your back of your car, you will be constantly cleaning. And if you have a wrap, you don't want all that stuff on the back of your car. So I recommend only doing your side windows unless you have a barrier to keep people away from the back of your car. Then, you know, it might be a good idea to do the back windows. At some point, when I'm able to get to a point to where I can have a full professional setup that keeps people away from my car, I'll do it on the two side windows and the back windows. Now, this setup is so simple. I know you're gonna see it and you're gonna say, how in the heck didn't I figure out how to do this first? Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do here, what I use. Now, the only real thing that you only need two things to really do this. Any kind of projector like this that can reverse the image and shoot from the inside of the car to the window, it's bueno. It's very, very good. Now, I'm gonna show you this little projector so you can see what I'm working with. This is a ViewSonic M1 Plus. The reason why I'm telling you that it's the M1 Plus is because when I first tried to do this, somebody told me to buy the M1. The M1 does not allow you to reverse the image. So this ViewSonic projector, this little bitty small projector, has like a 6-hour battery life, I think. If you have one of those portable battery pack, basically, you can run this an entire day at a show. Then you take all your batteries home, charge everything up, and then come back the next day and do it. A typical Comic-Con will run from like 9 in the morning to like 8 at night. So if you want your thing to run, your setup to run all day, you have to have that much charge. So typically what I will do is I will set up the projector and let it run out of battery. Or right before it runs out of battery, I will plug it up into the UPS and give it that extra little kick so that it stays on for the next 4 to 5 hours or whatever it needs to, right? With that said, this has worked out very well for me, and I'm gonna buy another M+1 so that I can do the same type of images on one side and then just have one of them inverted. There's nothing else I can do about it. It'll just be inverted. And maybe at some point I might be able to do a movie screen behind my car where I can buy another one. That means I'll have 4 total, and I'll have one projecting from somewhere around the car onto a movie screen, right? Because you don't want somebody to take this or mess with it. And then the other 3 broadcasting on the windows, a scene or an anime, or maybe they're all synced together to show the car rolling. I don't know yet. Maybe I can even get somebody to animate Naruto and Hinata driving the cars. Or maybe I can split it up if I have both cars in the show and maybe have the cars side by side, have one projector broadcasting on the passenger side of one car and then one projector broadcasting on the driver's side of the other car. There's so many options that you can do when you have this setup. I love this setup, and there are tons of projectors out there. This is just what I settled with, and I'm giving you the real. You know, my research, I messed up. I didn't have a projector that could invert the image so that it doesn't look reversed when somebody's walking outside of the car looking at it. So right now, all the text is backwards on one window and then right on the other window when I broadcast each door window. You understand what I'm saying? With that said, the only other thing that you need, and this thing does come with a remote, so you can stand outside of the car, pause the videos, turn it off to give it a break or whatever. The other thing that you need is window film. Now, this is the window film that I bought. This is a decorative frosted window film for home and office. That's all it is. I'll put links to everything down below, but this stuff, you cannot see through your window when it's on your window. So once I put this on my window right here, I can't drive. I can't wind down my window because if I wind down my window, it will get jammed, right? I've experienced that by mistake. Wind down the window while it was on there, wasn't thinking. Stuff went down in there and the window got jammed. We had to take everything apart to get that window to roll back up, and it was not a nice thing to experience, right? But you won't be able to see anything through the window. Nobody will be able to see in, nobody will be able to see out. The beautiful thing about static film is you can just take it off, roll it up, and use it again. As long as it stays clean, you can continue to reuse it. And that's the beautiful thing about this. So when you buy one set, if you cut it right, you might be able to use it for maybe 4 shows. I was able to use one piece for 3 shows. So doing my own research and with help from Express Skins, I was able to find this particular brand. So the only other things that I'm gonna use, and I didn't bring this up, I just thought about it. Man, it's hot in this garage because I don't have the door up. I'm gonna try to put the door up in a second to let some fresh air in here. You need a speaker. The beautiful thing about the ViewSonic M1 is the fact that it has Bluetooth. What I'll do is I'll slam my car and I'll put this underneath the back wheel. It broadcasts the sound from the projector out so that people can hear it. People don't know where the sound is coming from. So nobody ever looks for it, but I hide this right underneath the tire so that nobody can see where it is, so that nobody can take it, because you gotta think, I'm not around the car all day. It would be nice if there was a way to put this somewhere where it's like hitting underneath a panel. I'm working on that, maybe underneath a diffuser or somewhere else underneath the car, like a spot where I can hang it where nobody can find it, but they can hear it clearly. That's what I'm trying to do. I haven't figured that part out, but when I do, you guys will be the first to know, because we're gonna figure it out together if it happens, right? So let's jump into this install and knock it out. I'm telling you, this is a quick install. I'm just gonna clean off the window. We're gonna cut the film, put it on, and then fire it up and show you how things look, okay? Hopefully you like this. Just making sure the window's really clean, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the outside to get the shape of the inside, because I don't want to cut on the back side of the window, because the back side of the window has tint on it. I don't want to take a chance of cutting that. So I just want to cut around the edges of the outside. So let's get our tint. Now that everything's clean, and I'll have to buy some more of this now. And I just bought this on Amazon. Again, it's made by Kespin. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one piece of tape just to kind of hold it in place. And remember, I told you I'm gonna have a little bit rolled off of the edge here. So now that I know what needs to be where, I'm going to just slip it over the edge. like so. And then my next step will be to just cut. Notice I had it at too much of an angle when I was cutting, and I cut the film a little bit here. There you go. So now it's cut to match the window, but this is how your window looks. You can't see out of that, and you can't roll down your window. So what are you supposed to do? You go to like a pop-up meet and you try to set this up. You know, if it's on a back window that you never have to take down, oh, hell yeah, by all means, do that shit. Like, nobody will ever notice. Like in a Charger, nobody will ever notice. But in a Challenger, it's a big thing. So, and this is what I was telling you about having the little piece right here. It makes it easy for me to take it up, for one thing, because once I put it on here, it's gonna be stuck. It's gonna be there, right? But it makes it easy for me to pull this up. And I don't have to worry about if my window should happen to go down, because sometimes you will install this in a situation where either the window's down a little bit. If it goes up, you still got a little bit to play with. And if it goes down, like you open up the door, you still got a little bit to play with, so it's no big deal. That's the way I operate anyway. You don't have to do it that way. That's just my crazy way of doing stuff. Let me pull the backing off, and I'm gonna apply it to the window and just leave it up here for a few days, because I might decide to stunt. Man, it is hot in this garage. That's weird. It wasn't recorded. I'm sorry, guys. You missed all that. All I did was separate the back of there's a smooth side and a rough side. All I did was separate on the smooth side. I pulled the backing off. The backing is just plastic. That's all it is. I laid it over the window, and now I'm just pressing it down. I didn't apply any liquids, no water or anything like that. You can do water. I've done that before. What it does is it just allows you to slide this around a little bit more, and then it dries out. I'm so used to doing it like this. It's just easy. You just pick it up. As long as the environment is clean and there's no dust floating around, you really won't have any problems. Normally I'd have a squeegee for this, but since I don't have a squeegee on hand right now, I'm just using the flat edge of this box to just kind of smooth it out. So guys, that's pretty much it. So now what I would normally do is set up. So let's set the projector up. Everything looks good. Let me show you how this looks from the outside. So that's how the window looks from the outside. You can't see through it at all. It looks completely dark. Check it out. My hand is back there. You can barely see it, right? Like a shower door or an office cubicle where they just wanted a little bit of privacy. That's the same stuff that we're using. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up the projector. Now, normally with the projector, excuse my car, it's a mess. I know this. Now, normally it's gonna cut on, so it might be kind of bright. Normally what I'll do is I'll find a spot, maybe on the other seat. Maybe I'll put it on a box to where it can broadcast from that side to this window and show up clean. As soon as I open this up, it comes on. So let's try to find a spot really quickly. Just for the purposes of this, I'm gonna put it right here. I may have to go on the other side and work this out, but let's see how this looks. And there you have it, guys. This is very, very, very simple to do. As you can see, it looks pretty smooth. I think I gotta change up the kind of paper that I got. I don't like how glossy that is, but it's a learning process. So I'm gonna buy something that's not as, like I may buy like 2 or 3 different brands next time to try to figure out which brand looks best for me. But I think the material that I got from Express Cans was the best material so far. This looks pretty good. I mean, as you can see, it's taking up the entire window, and it looks really, really good. Like this would look good on the floor. It would definitely get somebody's attention, as you can see. Like, let me see if I can just unplug my battery. Just kind of show you guys what I'm looking at my level. I mean, dude, that looks really, really good, right? So there you have it, guys. This is how it looks. Now, like I told you, you can kind of tell where there are bubbles at, but as long as you do a good job with how you finesse it, everything will look good on show day. This is not a show day application. This is just something I did real quick, down and dirty. One of the things that I might do in the future is I might prep, like cut my pieces before the show so that I can have somebody help me put it on quickly, and we're not trying to cut and add this film to the window on the floor, because sometimes you don't have a lot of time to get ready, depending on what time your pull-in time is. So there are a lot of different techniques that I'm gonna be using just to make sure that I'm maximizing my time and I'm not stressed out on show day. I'm very excited to see what you guys are gonna come up with, but this is freaking awesome. And I just love it. I mean, I love the way this look. I love this style. I'm gonna move around behind the camera. So if you pick it up to my eye, this is like right at my height. You notice everything looks good. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. You kind of like, it looks a little bit different when you look at it in person. So you have to see it in person to really know what's going on here. Let me move some of this stuff back, move some of the light back, cut off some of these other lights so you can get a good feel of it in the dark. You see what I mean? I mean, it looks really, really good. I love the way this looks. And you can see right here in the corner where I didn't press down all the way. And that's how it looks when you don't press it down all the way. You can kind of see where it's coming up at. That's why it's important to get all the bubbles out. Anyway, this is Worry Uzumaki. Hopefully I was able to express and convey to you exactly how to do this. And thank you so much for rocking with your boy. If you haven't subscribed to this feed, please go ahead and subscribe to Worry Uzumaki TV. Support your boy. I know you're gonna love the stuff that we got coming, because just like this is something that nobody's ever really showed you how to do, I have other things in the pipe that's gonna be just as impressive. The more cars that we have out and about that look good, especially the theme cars, dude, it's a plus. It benefits everybody, and that's just the way I'm looking at it. If you haven't followed Carmicon on Instagram, that's carmic.con. Go ahead and do that right now as well. Subscribe to this feed. And again, I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for rocking with your boy, Mr. Uzumaki. Ciao, and I love you.